Hello everybody, welcome back to Grand Theft Auto 5. Once again, doing another aircraft mod showcase. This time, we are doing the Boeing 747-200. I believe it's a VC-25A by Skyline GTR Freak. And this airplane was actually released a while ago, but it just went through a major update and it had an interior installed into it. So we're gonna check that out as well. My guy's dressed up a little bit better than what he normally is dressed up as. Because we're flying a special airplane today. Look at the nose on that thing. It's got the little bubble for the radar, and then it has a refueling boom on it, actually. It can do air-to-air refueling, which is another really cool thing. Basic stuff you would expect from Skyline GTR Freak. You have attention to detail, like you wouldn't believe. We've got working flaps that are animated with the gear when they come down. Look at the sheer size of this airplane. Every time you stand next to a 747, you're just absolutely wowed by it. Look at that. That looks awesome. It's got the little bubble underneath there. And we'll walk around this way. The texture work is pretty good too. I really do like the textures on this. Tires are a little pinkish purple. It could be something to do with the dirt mapping though. I'm not really sure if it has dirt. It shouldn't. It should be completely clean. It is Air Force One, so it's going to be completely pristine. All right, let's go ahead and check out the interior that comes with this version of this airplane. And you get a glimpse of what it's like to be on board Air Force One. We'll hop on up here. And I'm going to go to the first person mode so we can actually look around and see. So when we go on here, we can't go in this door. That door is locked, but we have stairs here. We're going to climb the stairs. And we're going to go, instead of going left, we're going to go right first. And you see we have a hallway here. I've noticed that there's a big hole back here on this corner. So be looking out for that. I don't know if you can glitch through it or not. I haven't tried. But we have a board meeting room kind of area here, which is really neat for anybody who wants to do any kind of president RP and whatnot on 5M. This would be a really neat conference center here. And you get a nice view of the wing out there too. That's really cool. All right, let's walk out of here and we are gonna go around here to the right. Can't go in this door, that just goes into that room. And we have a hallway with previous presidents on it. Pretty cool attention to detail there. We've got, you know, a nice view of the wing there in the engines. Got the president's seal there. And then we have communication cockpit restricted access. And then we have, before we go upstairs, let's check out the nose here. This is a really neat little lounge here. That is really cool. I don't know what it's like in 5M. I have not tried this in a multiplayer environment. I don't know if these seats can be sat in and whatnot. There's a picture of Trump. And we've got some champagne. Really cool. I really like it. And the lights do work in the interior, so it does light up at night. Let's go into the communication cockpit, restricted access. You can go right through the door. You don't have to do no clip or anything like that. And we have a couple seats up here that overlook. And we've got another seat over here with a desk and what appears to be some computer equipment. And then this is the flight deck door. We can't get in there. We have to hit Y to get into the, or F to get into the cockpit from the outside. Don't mind the clipping there. But yeah, pretty neat attention to detail for an airplane to have a modeled interior like this. I'm pretty impressed with that. Let's go downstairs and let's go fly and see what it's all about. We're not going to go to Zancudo. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get shot down. I'm in the middle of transferring all of my stuff over to the new version of GTA and LSPDFR and everything else. So that's the reason for that. Let's go ahead and board it by hitting, you know, F or Y like that. We have working spoilers, as you can see there. And the doors are indeed open. We're going to open up our vehicle options menu. Going to go to the doors, and we're going to close all of the vehicle doors here. So you'll see, oh, that opened them all. So you do have a working door on the front, so that'll work. Let's do close all vehicle doors. And the stairs, they do clip through the airplane, but it's the only way you can board the airplane and check out the interior. So that's okay. That's something forgivable. Just don't look at it. Just go over here whenever you retract it, you know? Let's go ahead and fire up the engine. There it goes. We have working engines. Yay. And we've got you know, the taxi and the landing lights right there. At night, we would have multiple stages of it, but you just get a good sense of how large a 747 is from this mod. And look at all the little antennas on the back of it. It looks awesome. Let's check out the interior, the cockpit. I'm sure you're dying to see that. It's basically a 747-200 cockpit, as you would expect, with a FMS there and some other stuff. Got an overhead panel there with 3D knobs and whatnot. Looks really nice. The view that you sit at it is a little low. I'd like it to be a little higher, but you can always change that with different camera editors and whatnot. Anywho, let's go ahead and taxi this bad boy out, and we'll take off into the evening. There you go. When you turn the lights on, look at all the little all the lights on the side light up, which is really cool. It's got nice steering, as you can see, with our nose. Let's go to the right here. Add a little power, and we are rolling. Air Force One is known for its insane taxi it does. They do taxi these things so quick in and out of airports, you wouldn't believe it. I saw Air Force One in person in St. Louis, actually, when I worked on the ramp. We had the president come to town, and watching them taxi was just an incredible thing. Like, they are just absolutely fast. Make a left here. This thing does turn really nice with its handling line. Very impressed to see that. Here we are taxiing along here on the ramp. Making sure our flight surfaces are working, and they are. You know what? We always take off the that way. Let's take off on runway 3 today. We never take off on runway 3. Let's do it. Let's change things up, you know? We've done so many aircraft showcases. Why not? Yeah, see, it turns really nice. Line up on runway 3. And we're going to go full power here. We are rolling. Doesn't take too much to get going here. And we're going to rotate. On back it goes. Gonna use all that runway up, and we are airborne. Flying out of here. Positive rates, gear up. There we go. There go the flaps. They are retracted as well. Start our turn to the right. How cool is that? Air Force One in GTA 5. Again, I know this mod has been out for a while, but he did a huge update to it. And it was worth checking out for sure. So if you've had this airplane in the past, give it another shot. It's got a lot of cool additions to it, like we showed. Let's do the interior view here. Make a left turn. You can see Bighorn Avenue down there. Beautiful view of the city on our departure. Now we could land this at Sandy Shores. We just have to clear that. We have to clear the rock. So let's actually do that, and we'll overnight at Sandy Shores, and then we'll fly back to Los Santos the next day. That'll work for me. Make a right turn here, and we're gonna climb to our cruise. Pulling that 747 out of here, actually. We have made our cruise altitude today. We're just going to climb to 3,000 GTA, and we're going to hold it here. We're going to fly around Mount Chiliad, and then we're going to do the river visual approach to the runway at Sandy Shores, so we get some flight time in this airplane. Go to the outside view. You can see the sun going down to our left. So we're going to have a nighttime arrival. But like I said, we're going to do a return trip back to Los Santos, so we'll do that during the day. Start our turn to the left here, and we're going to be flying over Mount Gordo down there. There's Braddock Pass. And we're going to fly right over Paleto Bay and continue our descent, go around the Fort Zancudo airspace, and then do the visual approach to the runway over there. We've got Zancudo in sight. We're just going to stay to the west of their airspace, and we're going to make a pretty good turn to the left here to get on the visual approach for our runway. And what I like to do is just kind of wait till we parallel here on the departure end of that runway like this, and we start our turn. That right there is going to be enough. Still descending, but we should stay out of their way and they shouldn't shoot us down. That'd be pretty bad if the U.S. military was to shoot Air Force One down. That would be bad. There's a swamp down there. And what I do is I wait till we cross over the bridge, and once we cross over the bridge, we'll put our gear down. And we'll just fly this visual approach of the river. Should be okay here. They shouldn't get too upset with us. And we go slightly left here, following the Zancudo River Valley here. And we'll go gear down. Make sure our landing lights are on. There's the taxi, and now we have landing lights on. We've got the runway in sight. And basically, we're going to try to clear the big rock on the right-hand side of this runway. Because if you land too early, your wing's going to hit it. We're actually going to be looking into removing that for roleplay purposes on our server, our OCRP server. Here's something going on down there. A pursuit or something happening. Can't miss it. See, in the inside view, you're just sunk down a little low. You can't really see over the runway too much, or over the glare shield. You can't see the runway over the glare shield. That's what I meant to say. All right, right over here. Let's keep an eye on this. Looking good. Here's the big rock on our right, so we just want to clear that guy. The long landing's gonna be fine. There's the big rock, and now we can set her down. Just go ahead and flare. We're down. That was a rough landing. Okay, we hit something invisible. We hit something invisible. That is probably due to a collision on the actual model, sadly. An invisible collision. Sometimes the wings and stuff are wider than they actually are on the model. I don't know what we hit there. That's so strange. We'll continue taxiing here. We should clear everything else out, and we'll be okay. That was very strange. We'll have to watch that on our departure out of here. Hopefully we don't hit that and explode. That'd be terrible, right? Boy, look at how wide this wingspan is on the 747. Go right over that airplane, right on the edge. Oh man, so close. It's getting stuck on something. It's just so damn close that I think it's not happy with us. Yeah, we're just hitting all sorts of shit. We've got the wings hitting the palm tree there and stuff. Actually, that's not too bad. I think we'll roll with that. We'll have the ground crew take care of turning the plane around for us in the morning. But there we go. Let's go ahead and move this up. Go to the doors, and we just want to open the not the left front, the right front door, and the left rear door, I believe it's what's called. Yeah, the engines keep cutting in and out. Right rear door. It's probably the hood or the trunk. I'm not really sure which one it is. Let's just do open all vehicle doors. There we go. No, I think it was that last one we did. It was that left front door. Let's shut the engine off. And we have made it to Sandy Shores in one piece. Barely. But we're going to overnight the airplane here, and then we're going to do a return trip back to Los Santos. All right, it's the next day, and we're going to fly this thing back to Los Santos. Some clouds are covering the airfield a little bit right now, but we are lined up on the runway, ready to go. Hopefully we don't hit anything on the way out, right? Let's go full power here. Let's just stick to the center line here, and we want to rotate before we hit those damn rocks. Start pulling. And there it is. So, invisible collisions you're not going to get in and out of Sandy Shores. All right, got another airplane, and we're just doing a flyover of Sandy Shores right now. We're going to continue our departure. Here we are, flying along. So yeah, the issue of having those collisions on the outside of those wings like that, not the greatest. Let's go straight, pull this sucker up. And it does pretty good. I mean, we are losing airspeed, but we'll dump the nose over right here. So it will climb pretty good. But I really like the handling line. And the reason why is because it just has that big, heavy feeling to it. You can't really whip it around too much. Skyline always does a great job of that, making sure these things are kind of believable. And the landing rolls and the takeoff rolls are a lot more, they're a lot longer than default GTA. Because default GTA, you can get a 747 off the ground in just a couple seconds, you know? Like most of the planes. So you have a little bit longer, but it doesn't mean that it can't get in and out of certain airports. Now, we know for a fact it can't get out of Sandy Shores, and even if it got inside there, it wasn't a good idea, but it's always worth trying, you know? So we're on our departure out of Sandy Shores, make another turn this way, and we'll do a left downwind for 12 left into Sandy Shores, or into Los Santos today. All right, and we are going to be starting our arrival into Los Santos now. We're in our descent out of 3,000 feet. You can really see the dam pretty good today, and the lake, the high elevation lake. That's really cool. All right, we're going to descend to about 1,500 GTA here like this, and we'll make a right-hand turn around the hills, the Vinewood Hills. Here's our turn right there. Add a little bit of power. We got a little slow there for a second. But as you can see, having that lower eye point in the cockpit is not really doing us any favors here. Let's go to the outside view. Over the Vinewood Bowl. And we're gonna turn right here. We're gonna turn left right before we get down to that big, huge center up on the hill. But it's always cool to fly right over the Vinewood Hills. Let the people see Air Force One coming in. We've got the runway in sight. So we'll go base, turn, and then we will put the gear down. So we'll start our turn now. Here's the turn. Nice hefty turn too. I like the little pen and pencil there on the left. And the little holder. That's cool. It's gonna be good right there. We'll roll off. Right on the north side of Vespucci Beach. That's gonna be good right here. And gear down. Got the runway in sight. Boy, imagine being right over there and seeing this 747 at the same altitude. That'd be pretty crazy. Cool view of the beach there. And we'll start our left-hand turn for the runway here shortly. A little bit of power here. And we're going to land it in the inside view on this one so I can try to get a decent landing out of it. I just can't land airplanes in third person. Start our turn here. We're going to do a short approach. Tighter turn there like that. That looks pretty good. Maintaining visual the whole time. Landing lights are on. Yes, they are. Now, at least. And we always land on 12 left because 12 right always has the AI 747 landing on it. There's the runway right there. We will roll off right here. Pretty good altitude here. We're not using the mini map for the altitude. We're just doing it visually. Make sure our wings don't clip those lights on the right-hand side. That's the only thing I'm kind of worried about. It seems like I'm not using any left trigger at all. Just using right trigger, just kind of hitting it. Yeah, we know. And then bring the nose up, let it settle. Look at that. Oh, I think we just landed really flat. That was a bad landing. That was not good at all. They aren't happy about us being here anyway. So, yeah, the flare on it seems like you do have to pull back and then just dump the left trigger, I guess. But when I did that in Sandy Shores, it felt like it dropped like a rock. So it's going to be interesting trying to get decent landings out of this airplane. I think it's just a matter of getting used to it, really. There we go. Hit that corner there. Cross this really fast before that 747 lands and crashes into us. And we made it back to Los Santos. We'll just park it right over here. On Hotel 2. That'll work right there. Fantastic. Turn those lights off, which they already are. Let's go to our engines off. And we'll also do the door menu, and let's open those up. Close that left front door. Let that thing come down. All right, well, that's going to do it for this one, guys. A lot of fun checking out Air Force One. I'll have a link for it in the description below, and I'll see y'all next time. Take care.